What's up, good people? We are back with another episode of Daddy Issues. We are still dad with issues. I got an issue right now. I'm woozy right now.
What?
But, yeah, man. I'm going to still do this episode, though, but I am woozy.
See? Shut up about that. He was like, Keon ain't ready. And then he was like, oh,
man. Yeah. It's, I hate it. I ain't been woozy in a minute, though, but here it is. We still out here, man. Appreciate y'all for listening, pulling up, reposting, asking questions, man. We are nothing without you guys. I mean, we'll still be dads, but you know, we appreciate you guys. that had nothing to do with y'all on the you know, kid creations, but we out here, man.
Yeah.
The
boys are just in here. They ran out.
You gave him the ultimatum. I saw the ultimatum.
Yeah, I was like, you want to stay in or stay out? And he was like, I'm going to go out.
Yeah.
Think so. His new thing is think so.
He said what?
His new thing is think so. Everything is think so. Like, so. Keelan, you trying to eat? Think so. Keelan, you ready to take a bath? Think so. He never commits. Everything is just a think so.
Oh, so he DC Urban out here. Okay.
Think so.
Yeah.
Can I get my toys? Think so. You don't even be saying it right. You saying it the wrong.
Don't even match up.
Can I get my toys? Think so.
I'm the king of think so though. Like when people invite me to stuff, like outside of y'all, like when people I don't really hang with tough invite me to stuff, I'll be like, I think I might. You know, it's always like I might, I think, and then I usually forget shortly after that.
I don't like committing just because I don't want that pressure of be like, oh, you said you would go. Like, I like the option. Mm-hmm. Like, I never said I could make it for sure.
Right.
But I also don't want to ignore you and be like, you know, like I act like I didn't see it or whatever. But it's just I don't know what I'm doing yet.
Mm-hmm.
But that's
and usually they won't see me. Because usually I'll forget. But, you know, occasionally I do pop up on occasion.
Think so.
Yeah, Sincere, I told y'all in the group chat, but Sincere impressed me by asking to let him know when the next protest was and when I was going. I was like, you know, I was sad that, you know, they have to go through this, but I was proud that he cares and that he, you know, he wants to get involved. And I was like, man, it was no pressure from me. It was none of that. He just hit me up and was like, yo, Dad, man. Me and Nathaniel want to go to the next protest. Let us know. And I was like, I sure will. I sure will, man. And it was just a dope thing, man.
Yeah, you got grown kids, man. The other day I was putting the boys to bed and, you know, they told me good night and all that. We did our regular routine. And then, like, I just paused for a minute because I was like, yo, Keelan got like probably 2 years left of pure innocence before.
Right.
He got to go to school and he gets blamed for something or, you know, him and another kid get into it. Well, he's a black kid, so he did it wrong or whatever. And then I got to explain to him, you know, this, that. I was like, he's got like 2 years left.
Yeah.
Before he's aware that I am black.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so I just thought about that as they were going to bed. I was just like, man. Then I got upset because I was just like, I'm just tired of people. Like, you know, well, everybody, all like you have no idea what we go through, what it's like to raise our kids, what it's like to be us, what it's like, shut your ass up.
Right.
Like, you don't go to sleep thinking about the same things we think about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When you put him to bed and you thought about that, was you looking at him at the door? I just picture you at the door looking at him, sleep, tucked in.
Yeah, and I was just like, man, this sucks.
Took it all in.
Yeah. Because they're just chilling.
Right.
Like every day, you know, we're playing and doing homework or whatever, and they're just chilling. The teacher had them do an assignment the other day about loving the skin you're in and blah, blah, blah. But we, like, every book they have has all black characters. Everything that we teach them, like, it's definitely, like, the other day he actually said something I thought was kind of dope. He did the little project. And I was like, hey, man, you know, well, what color are you? He's like, well, my skin's brown. I was like, okay. I was like, do you like that? He was like, yeah. I was like, all right. Mm. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So I just be trying to talk to him, yeah, because he's getting more and more aware of everything every day. Like we took them to botanical gardens last weekend. Boring, but that
sounds boring.
Oh, it was so boring. But it was the first time he had to wear he was outside, so he had to wear a mask. But he was like real quick. He was like, "Okay, so I got to keep this on." I was like, "Yes." Crap going on. He was like, "All right."
It's a formality.
Yeah, and then Kendrick didn't have his on. He was like, well, Kendrick, where's your mask, man? You got to put your mask on. And I was like, nah, you don't have to. Then he was like, Dad, I don't like this mask. I was like, I don't either, man. It sucks. But it's just very interesting watching him just really get smarter every day. And just, talk every day and, like, be my interpreter for Kendrick. Because half the time, I don't know what Kendrick be saying.
Yeah.
And, he talked like a 2-year-old. So, most of the time, 80% of the time, I know what Kendrick's saying, but sometimes I don't. And I'd be like, Keelan, what'd he say? He'd be like, Kendrick, what'd you say? Oh, he said he wants a snack. I'd be like, how'd you get that from the gibberish that he just said? He nails it every time.
He's a translator, man.
Every time he nails it. Every once in a while he don't know, and he gives us the funniest. We were in the car, and sometimes in the back I can't hear them because they voices is soft, high pitched, whatever. So I'd be like, Keelan, what did he say? And Kendrick was saying something one time. Even Keelan, he just looked at me. He's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what this dude mumbling about. But most of the time, yeah, he translates it, and I guess he speaks whatever language Kendrick speaks. He gets it. So he relays the messages to me. He's very big brother, very like, Kendrick, you need help with this? I'll get it for you. Whenever Kendrick comes to us with something, I'll be like, man, go ask your brother. And he'll go ahead and he'll get it for him. He'll knock it out. He'll do whatever. I'll be like, all right. He's very, very protective, very, in between the fights and all that.
Right.
He's like a little helper.
Siblings are great, man.
Yeah.
Siblings, I know some people don't want to have multiple kids, but siblings are very beneficial, I feel like, especially when they're close in age. Especially when they're that close. I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way. If I had to turn back the hands of time for any reason, I wouldn't have it any other way to siblings. I enjoyed having older siblings. I wish mine were a little bit closer to me in age, but
yeah,
like I had to say in that. But
I love having two. I definitely love having two. And them getting older makes me not want a third even more. Because I'm almost out. Like, Keelan takes care of himself.
Yeah.
Like, he's really obsessed with showers right now. He don't want to take baths no more. He wants a quick shower. He goes, gets himself dressed. He goes, and then Kendrick's coming into that. And I'm like, I don't want to start all over taking care of a baby again.
I'm telling you, dog. That's what I be telling people, man. Stop putting another kid on me. Like, I don't want to start from scratch. Especially me. Starting from the beginning. No, I'm not interested. I'm not. Stop forcing that narrative on me. Like, kids. Like, I already had them.
Yeah, right. Like, once they get past that I need you for everything stage, I don't want to go back to that.
Right. Can't take your eyes off them for a second stage. I'm cool over here.
I like the fact that they just be doing their own thing and taking care of themselves.
But let me ask you a hard-hitting question, though. What y'all had for dinner last night? Because I ain't been asking lately in the group chat.
We had vegan chili.
Yeah.
That's what we had. Cotty has been doing more vegan meals. And, I never was against vegan stuff. I was like, I'm a food. If it tastes good, I'm eating it.
Right.
I don't care. Meat, no meat, healthy, not healthy. If it tastes good, I'm in. So what we've been noticing is a lot of the vegan stuff is legit. Some of the meals, I'm like, it would have been better. Like, the chili was good, but we was missing the ground turkey.
What y'all use instead?
So it was just a bean chili.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And it was Cotty was like, man, it's not quite as good as the chili you make. But it was still good. Like, the boys ate it, everything. It was good. It was very good. But I was like, it was definitely missing the little element. But it's one of those things where, like, I've eaten enough vegan stuff now where, let's say, like, they was like, no more meat. I'd be fine. I tell people all the time, I just like meat. Do I need it? No, I definitely don't.
Nobody needs it.
Yeah, I just
Nobody
like
needs
it.
They
So,
say they do, but you don't need it.
And your taste buds will adjust. Like even we've been making a lot of vegan tacos. She used tofu, and I'm not a fan of tofu.
Mm.
But she made like this adobo seasoning or whatever and put it on there, and it was good.
Yeah, I used to be like tofu is trash until I had it seasoned correctly, and I'm like, yo, this is good. And now, like when Sabrina does this like tofu, she gets the firm tofu and she squeezes out the water, and then she cooks it in the skillet, and it gets the crispy edges with the lemon pepper. Man,
I like the crispy. That's what I was telling Kadi. I was like, man, as long as the tofu is crispy, I'm good. I don't like the gelatin type.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan. But crispy, yeah. So we've been doing that. We've been doing all kind of stuff. But, we still have the occasional, burger or chicken tacos. And the boys is kind of just like, we down kind of up whatever.
Right.
So they just, they're not as picky. The older they get, the more they're just like, this is dinner.
Right. We'll just eat what you provide. One thing I will say about the vegan chili, like I used to love this Gardein. It's like Gardein, like meat crumbles. That was like my favorite thing to eat on the vegan tip because it felt like I was really eating meat still, but it was like good, and then you season it up, and it's great in chili. The only thing, it was a sodium bomb.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Man, when you added it I was making tacos with it. I was having a great time. But then I looked at the chili. I was like, I should have known. I should have known. Because it was a great, it just made me really feel like, man, ain't nothing changed. I feel like I'm having my usual, turkey chili that I used to make all the time. But sodium, goddamn sodium.
Yeah, but we cook so much at home, too. Even when we're eating meat, we're still in control of what, how much seasoning is going on and what's going on, with this. So it's like, even when we're eating meats at home, it's still better than if we were eating somewhere else.
Right.
And we've been really, like I mentioned this before, we've been really on to making stuff from scratch. Like, everything we've been making, Kadi would be like, I'll be like, I want this. And she'd be like, let me see if I have the ingredients for that. And she'll go in there and look and be like, we can just make this. So salad dressings, breads, cookies, everything, we just been making it. And we're just like, this is just better, tastes better. We got the ingredients,
Right.
Why she been making our own hummus. It's good, too. We've been doing all that. It's like we're trying to cut back on how much stuff we need to buy pre-packaged or made, and we just been making everything ourselves. And it's good. And obviously we're getting better and better at it because, we keep doing it.
From scratch is the key, man.
Yeah.
It's a major key.
And the kids, like I said, the kids just be taking it. They don't care. Only thing is some of the stuff they just get, they get bougie with. Now they had an Eggo. We went to my mom's 2 weekends ago, and she had the Eggo waffles. And they was like, where's the real waffles? Because we always been making it here. And I was like, you guys. And like fries, I buy potatoes, and I like homemade fries. You put them deep fry yourself, all that. So Keelan be like, Dad, you need to go get some potatoes, man. We need fries. And like the frozen ones, they be like, nah, we want them real fries.
We want the fresh
we didn't sign up for this. It's frozen stuff.
Right.
Which I don't mind. I like it.
Mm-hmm. And they as much as I like homemade waffles better, Eggo waffles are pretty damn good.
Oh, they're good. I mean, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. People like
Eggo waffles, for them to be what they are amazing.
Don't get it twisted. People always like to crap on prepackaged food, but some prepackaged food is delicious.
Man, let me tell you something. That prepackaged shit is good. It's not, you look at the contents, you be like, damn. But man, for me to sit here and say a Hot Pocket ain't good is complete bullshit.
That's a lie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously, you have different ones. It's levels. You know what I'm saying? It's levels. But some of that stuff is delicious.
I used to tear up a Hot Pocket. I would put 2 in the microwave and call it a goddamn night.
Right.
With a smile.
Like, if anybody can look me in the face and tell me those Tostino's pizza rolls aren't fire, you're a liar.
On, man.
You are a liar.
Lying. People be lying just to look a certain way. I'd be like, you're a goddamn liar.
It's good. Them taquitos be good.
Oh!
Yeah, the taquitos be fire.
The flautas and the... Oh, man. Come on, man.
Can you make them yourself? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You ever had Amy's? It's like an organic, like vegan brand of prepackaged stuff.
They
got this verde enchilada with the black beans and rice, I be killing it. It's delicious.
I don't know if I had those or not. I don't think I have.
That's what I be buying when I be on the road. Those packages. Remember I
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think the sodium too high for me.
It is. It's way too high. That's why I stopped eating them. Yeah. But the taste, I'm like, you can't. It is a lie if you say this ain't good. It's a lie. It's a flat out lie.
People be lying, man, just to look a certain way. Maye, what's going on, man? What's happening? Turn this to a food podcast.
A lot of things are happening. They may turn out to be very good. Right now, it's looking a little scary. If you're following the news, a lot of things are going down. A lot of civil rights protests. Some of them are getting nasty at night. Some of them are starting out nasty, as which happened in Providence last night. Protest started at 12:30 a.m. What kind of protest starts at 12:30 a.m.? They advertised a flyer that was for looting. So I don't even want to get into it. It's not funny. It's not funny, and it's not for this podcast. But we do have a funny game for this podcast. Keon, you still there? You look like you kind of froze up on me.
Because I was thinking about, once you said who, I zoned out. People be on me about that, too. Let me address that. Sometimes I just zone out because I'm thinking. So people be like, did he fall asleep? Did he die? Once you said 12:30 a.m. Protest, I was just thinking about all the stuff, like who created that, what kind of stuff they stealing, who wants to do something at 12:30 a.m. So I just kind of zoned out for a minute thinking about all that stuff.
Well, it's just what I woke up to this morning, and for people who know, that's where my family is. So I was like,
"That's ridiculous!" A 12:30 a.m. protest. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's dumb. And everybody sleep, man. A protest is about visibility and awareness. Yeah. Everybody sleep in the house. What are you doing?
I'm tired of people focusing on the negative stuff too, because anything that happens in life, there's going to be opportunists who be just there to do other stuff. That comes with it. So it's not, because the looting is a small part of what people are doing. And if you're focusing on that, you're purposely trying not to address what it's for. But the looting, like, shut your ass up. Like, some people, obviously some people are doing that, but you know good and damn well. And most of it do be chill. And acknowledge that what's going on, too. Acknowledge that the police are escalating a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Acknowledge that people are coming from other neighborhoods and trying to start shit. And, is it like, come on.
I forgot I didn't tell Daddy Issues this, but because it was this weekend. So I went to the protest in L.A. This weekend, and it was beautiful. When I got there, signs was up, the energy was great. They was making sure people had water. They was singing. Everybody was like, it was a beautiful vibe. And then once we started walking, because you gather up, everybody meets at a certain location, you gather up, everybody gets fired up, and then we start walking. And then and the walk was beautiful. And then this one dude, this white dude, pulls out a spray can, starts tagging a building up. Black girl was like, "Hey, don't be doing that. Don't be doing that shit. They gonna blame that on us." And then I was like, and so, and I didn't get that guy on camera. I turned my camera, and but you can still hear her in the back of my live, and because I was living it up, and then I lose connection. So, but it was beautiful, man. Everybody wasn't all violent and what they portray in the media. It was like everybody was smooth, chill, passionate, and yet still peaceful with it. And then, later on that day, I found out police was out there. It was getting ugly. Cars was burning. People getting shot with the sandbag joints or whatever. And I was just like, the cops escalated every time.
Yeah, I seen a video.
Every time.
A lady was just reporting the news in Seattle, and they just started dumping on her. She was like, oh, like she's reporting the news. What are you shooting at her for?
Right.
And stop trying to put that on. It's just people, man. People are annoying.
That's actually, you're not supposed to attack press. If another country attacked press, we would be all over them for that. That's completely unacceptable. I would like to defend my city and say we had a very peaceful protest on Saturday and nothing happened. But this one was specifically designed to mess things up.
To get some J's for free. That's what that was.
Are you the protest type, Maya?
Oh, I was all in at Occupy. I was all in 2015. I had to get off of Facebook because I was just acting up too much. So I was like, you may notice I don't have a Facebook account. I deleted it. I was going to act up way too much. But that's okay. I saw a lot of these anarchists that you're talking about. They were at Occupy too. I'm going to have to wait to unpack it. Too much is going on, like that white cop that said that was ID'd messing up the AutoZone windows.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that was shady.
It has been going on since forever.
Yeah. They do that kind of stuff. They say they don't do it anymore, but I'm like, well, why did this get out of hand? Did you start doing that and this COINTELPRO stuff got out of hand and now you can't control it because people are actually mad enough to do that too? Or, I'm trying to figure out what is going on. Because that pallet of bricks, did you see it in Dallas?
It's every city now. It's Sacramento. They're just showing up. So in Boston, they caught some cops putting bricks on the street. And people are like, well, maybe they're cleaning them up. I'm like, that's not their job. They have never gone around cleaning up bricks. So they open up the back of the truck and they're just putting bricks, leaving them there. And it's like, that's never been a part of their job. What are you talking about?
Some's not adding up.
One. Yeah, another one, the cops would break the glass. They was like, oh, they're clearing the glass out. That, again, not their job. It's never been their job. They're definitely enticing shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I saw videos of these one cops. They had like milk out for the protesters to run to just in case they get gas. These cops was destroying the milk. They was smashing all the milk, throwing it in trucks, dropping off. I'm like, yo, dude.
They are trash, man. And I've seen some videos where, there's some that's like that. You see the black lady who cussed her. She's probably done for now, but they were rough with this person, and she turned around and just chewed him out. Like that's unnecessary. It's a dope picture of it too, like super dope. Where she's just like this, and the other cops like looking at her, like it's just super dope. And the video's dope. But so that's happening. I seen this other black cop. I think he was in New York or something like that, and he was talking to the people, and he was telling the other cops, yeah, that's why I told him to shut the fuck up. Like he said that to the other cops, but he was talking. So everybody was talking to him, and he was like, well, basically, we need your whole team to be like how you are right now. Mm-hmm. And so it's not like people be like, oh, it's a few bad ones. The whole institution is bad, though. So even and people who stand by are just as guilty as the ones doing the BS. Because, they always be like, you got to protect the shield. Blue first. Blue before anything else. And it's like, well, you're a part of the problem then.
I think a major problem is that the rich people send the cops out to enforce their terrible laws like the drug war and hitting people up so they can pay for stuff in Los Angeles. So you have all these people whose job it is to pick on people who can't fight back. Like, and we say it's the police, and it is the police, but the police are the enforcement wing of a larger problem, and that is that the upper class is trying to keep the lower class down by means of the drug war, by means of all these tickets. So anyway, that's why I got off of Facebook. I'm not on Facebook anymore. One thing
I do like though, I like that. Some people don't agree, but I liked it that they were going to the rich neighborhoods because those people share the golf course with the congressmen and senators and mayors and stuff. And when stuff starts getting messed up, that's when they're like, hey, Frank, you need to do something about this. You need to come on. I'll take my money elsewhere, buddy. Like,
did they get to Beverly Hills? Yeah, no, I agree. They made it all the way.
Santa Monica, man. And that's when the curfews kicked in. That's when calls started being made. Because they was like, okay, all right. And then the governor came out and said what he said. It sounded good. He was like, black people aren't to blame for this. We are. But I'm like, what you going to do? It sounded good. But what are you actually going to do? I don't believe in nothing politicians say because they'll say whatever they need to appease the people.
You can bribe a politician A lobbyist can bribe a politician. It's a really murky system, and it's kind of was set up a while ago, and it's a little bit slow to change.
Yeah.
But we have some funny stuff that we can do today. We don't have to bring everybody down with the terrible stuff that's in the news. We have a game. A fun apocalypse game.
Only Maye would be like a fun apocalypse game.
Well, anyone watching the podcast know we went from January, it's going to be a good year, to I don't know about this virus, to okay, we have a 6 p.m. curfew, and if you're not off the streets, there's going to be, someone harassing you. So it's June 2nd.
You know what, though? That. If you think about it, right, you had civil rights, 30 years after that, Rodney King, 30 years after that, right now. Every 30 years, people be like, you know what? Let's tear this shit up. We're sick. We're sick of it. Because if you think about it, every 30 years, that means the next generation is now grown. Mm-hmm. And they're like, you know what? I'm done. And then there's riots about every 30 years or so. Just like, we're done. Yeah. So it makes sense. We were due. We were definitely due.
We're due. And I don't think it's actually apocalypse. This is just fun. This is just fun. Mm-hmm. The world's not ending. You don't have to stock up on food. Please don't hoard food. The game is called, is it from Revelations or did it happen in 2020?
I don't know. I can tell you right now, I don't know.
Let's get it.
Okay, so I've biblified news stories and I've also listed things from Revelations. And you got to tell me if it happened in Revelations or 2020. People at home, you can play too, but don't cheat and then say you did better than Tony and Keon when you really just cheated.
Biblified is funny.
Number 1, a lone man shall ride through the marketplace on a horse of black and white.
Well, that's both.
Can both be a pick, or do we have to choose one or the other?
Because I just seen the dude just stole a police horse and ran through the city, and it was a black and white horse.
There's only one that it's both, and it's not this one. And he didn't steal it. That was his horse.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, he's the dreadhead cowboy in Chicago.
Ah, see, the news was like he stole it.
This is why you can't trust nothing on social media, man. I was gonna say that was now, because I seen it. Is that the answer? Yeah, it happened in 2020.
So it was his horse.
It was his horse. He got 5 horses. Just because he's black doesn't mean he stole a horse. Doesn't mean he doesn't like horse riding.
I agree with you. But people made that out to be like, he stole a police horse. Everybody reposted it. Comedians was commenting on it, and it turns out, see?
Old Town Road? You remember that song from last year? It was a bright year.
Man, you learn something new every day.
Okay, the second one, number 2. Unleashed is a white horse whose crowned rider, equipped with a bow, goes out to conquer.
I did see the bow and arrow dude, too, get his ass whooped, but he wasn't on no horse.
He didn't have no horse.
Yeah. After Revelations, then.
Is the horse important here?
It's a white horse.
I'm going to go with Revelations.
Revelations. It is Revelations. You both got that right.
That dude who got beat up in the bow and arrow, he lied too. He was like, 3 black African Americans just pulled me out of a car for no return. Turns out you was trying to kill people. You deserved that ass whoop.
He got his ass whooped after he stood outside of his vehicle and shot the arrow. Then they was like, grab him and hold him.
Yeah, and he deserved that. And didn't try to play victim.
See, now you ruined the third one. Okay, the third one is, a white man equipped with a bow shall rage upon the lake of salt.
2020.
2020. This dude. Okay, so you got that one right. Okay, number 4. Winged vermin shall fly in from the east, threatening death.
Is that the murder hornets?
Winged vermin.
I don't know. It's all set.
Winged vermin should fly in from the east. Dang, man. Both.
Right.
It's actually okay. Tony go with both. Kiaz go with 2020. It's the murder hornets.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Winged vermin.
Where are they? I thought they were supposed to be here by now. They missed their flight? What
They got
happened?
here. They're slow. They got to breed and stuff.
Yeah, it takes a while.
So that might be a 2021 thing.
I feel like they were trying to organize, and it was like, God damn it. All right, let's start over.
I told you to meet us in Iowa. What you doing in Washington? Well, I was on my way.
My bad. All right. My wife was making us some new wings. We think your wife's that scene and Django.
Django Unchained. When they was talking about the mask. These eye holes, man. My wife worked all night on those things.
I couldn't
Fuck
stop
all
laughing.
y'all. He was pissed.
That was the best part of the movie, other than, them beating up the
That was
white
a great
people.
scene. That was a great scene.
Okay, number 5.
All right.
Unleashed is a red horse whose rider bears a great sword and spreads civil strife upon the earth.
What's with all these horses?
I know. It's a horse in every...
I'm just going to go with Revelations, just because we already did enough horses.
A red horse, Revelations.
Okay, yes, that is Revelations. There's a bunch of horses, like 4 horsemen of the apocalypse come out.
Yeah.
I think we're through the horse ones.
My next answer is X-Men.
Okay, number 6. A red hat bearing a great sword shall charge an angry mob under a lone star.
2020.
Red hats in the news. You want to make America great again hat? Just on that, I'll go with 2020.
That is 2020. Remember that guy in Dallas that tried to charge the crowd because defending at a
When
bar?
you said Lone Star, I was thinking Texas. So I was like 2020.
Yeah, it is
Didn't he get his
2020.
ass whipped too?
He got his ass whipped. He got his ass whipped pretty
I
badly.
love that. The ass whooping.
It's all about the ass whippings, man.
They bring joy to my face.
Well, he didn't die. He learned his lesson. Don't charge
I'm
a guy
all
with
about
a
the ass
sword.
whipping.
I seen a video the other day. This dude, he was like, F you guys, blah, blah. And he was like, who wants it? And apparently everybody did. Because they was in the bushes just do. And he got out and he had like all these bruises all over his body. He was like, I love it. But he was stumbling off. But what made me laugh was he was like, who wants it? And everybody was like, I think I'll take some of that.
I'll take a slice. I'm your Huckleberry.
Yeah, he got his ass whooped. Like, he was tough. And then got smashed up. I was dying.
That's crazy. Why? I mean, that's stupid bravery. That's stupid level.
It's not even bravery.
Thinking.
It's just dumb.
And I think people, they think people gonna cower down. They didn't think it through. I think a lot of this stuff, they didn't think it through. Everybody, they think that real life is the internet. So everybody talks big shit, but in real life, no, I can get you.
Right.
And everybody in real life.
This ain't the comment section.
Yeah. I done seen a bunch of people get knocked out because they was talking, and then people run up, they're like, whoa, wait a minute, wait. Pop, pop, pop.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that I have to say that's still technically assault. If they hit first, they charge you with a sword. You're not allowed to hit someone who hasn't hit you. So if someone charges you with a sword, that's like, okay, he deserves to get his ass whooped. But if everyone deserves free speech, so if he's gonna say something, you just gotta be like, okay. But then if he raises his hands, then it comes down to it.
Along with free speech, you got to be willing to take a punch to the face. That comes with it.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
No,
Apparently
it doesn't.
It's happening. We're watching the videos.
It's happening, but if you think the cops aren't going to go back and arrest all these people, they have all their vital...
That's the thing. People can still get arrested for the ass beat, and I'm just like, damn it. That's the only thing about seeing it on video. I'll be like, it doesn't need to be recorded. Because they can find you now. That's what I hate. Like, if you there live, direct, no camera phone, somebody get knocked out, I'm like, yes, I was there. I witnessed it. I did it, in fact. But, man, don't record me knocking somebody out. Please do not record me knocking somebody out. I do not want that to go viral.
I would be super interested in how many people have actually gone down for knocking somebody out on camera.
It's probably more than you think.
I would be super interested in them numbers.
Well, I mean,
like if it's a mob of people swarming, but if it's just like a one-off sock out, They can, because rappers be incriminating themselves all the time with lyrics.
I was literally about to say people who aren't known in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Like facial recognition technology. They can find who it is.
And how much do they care?
I don't want to take the gamble.
Yeah. It depends. You'd be surprised.
It'd be cool to sock somebody out, but then I'll be like, man, they gonna come in here and scoop my ass up.
Okay. Number 7. Let's see if you guys get this one. A great earthquake occurs and kills 7,000 people, destroying a tenth of the city. Revelations or 2020?
Was any earthquakes this week?
Dang, 2020?
Earthquakes happen so much, they all jumble together in my brain. I'm trying to think if it was the big one this year. Was there a big one? I can't even remember. It's all blurred. I'll go with 2020 just because.
Man, I feel like, because it's always an earthquake. And then, like when it's overseas, you be like, damn. And then you kind of move on. I feel like it was like was that 2020?
That's what I'm saying. I can't remember because this year's been so much.
I'm going to go with 2020 just to be safe.
No. That is Revelations chapter 11.
God damn, I knew it was Revelations chapter 11. I knew it.
In fairness, I've never read Revelations.
Me neither.
I read a lot of the books, but I was just like, I'm going to skip that one.
Oh, no.
I didn't read Revelations. The only thing I really read was Exodus and Genesis. That was it.
Tapped out. All right, this is a long book.
Okay, well, we've only got 3 more. You guys are doing pretty well. Revelations is a pretty interesting book. If you're going to read a book of the Bible,
it seems action-packed and scary.
Okay, number 8. The third angel sounded his trumpet, and a great star named Wormwood fell from heaven, poisoning the water from rivers and water springs.
Crimwood.
2020. Crimwood wouldn't contaminate the water supply. That's Santiago.
Yeah, Santiago. That's what I meant. I'll go Revelations. I don't know.
It is Revelations.
Yeah.
Damn it.
It sounded more biblical in 2020.
Yeah. No, that one's Revelations. Okay, number 9. The orange trumpet sounds with great rage. China!
2020?
Wait, that was it?
That's the president.
Yeah.
He tweeted just China in all caps with an exclamation point.
Oh, so you just gave us the answer just now?
Pretty much. Once you said orange in China, I was like, that's
I'm like,
that's all
China
45
showed
right
up at
there.
the bottom?
Yeah.
All right, so I didn't mean to give you the answer, Tony. I thought you had already answered.
I mean, you did give us the answer once you said China.
Yeah,
once you said China, I was like,
okay. I feel like she wrote these out like, they ain't gonna get none of these. Let me give them one.
This last one, I think you guys might get. I really do. Mankind hides themselves in the caves and mountains.
Revelations. I don't see anybody hiding right now.
2020.
Technically, it's Revelations, but I give it to you if you said 2022 because of the quarantine and we have to be in our houses.
Yeah.
So, Keon got... Keon, you got 9 out of 10.
Oh, I'll take that. That's an A-.
That's great.
I'll take that.
What I get? 8, 7?
Probably right lag. So 2020. Let's know. You got 7, Tony.
That's a C. That's passing.
That's a C. I pass. That sums up my whole school career.
Mine too. That I got good grades by guessing.
Yeah. I mean, some of them, it's like, I don't know. This, the Wormwood one, the great star named Wormwood, I'm like, did we have an asteroid this year? Did it just go? Did we forget about it? Did it just happen and it just got, forgotten at the rest of the news?
It's so much
Wormwood.
stuff. I'll be like,
that name. What the people asking us?
This week, in questions from the audience, Rita Rose asks, I'm not familiar with gang culture in LA, and I'm sure you all don't live in those heavily populated areas. But me, being from Alabama, I wonder what Tony's neighbors think when they see him walking around with a hat, bandana, and towel.
Oh,
Tony lives in Burbank.
I don't worry about that because of the quarantine mainly. So everybody's supposed to have their face covered anyway, and so I don't even worry. I don't really live my life like that anyway. Where I'm like, I'm worried about. I don't let fear really dictate how I move. So I don't think it's a real big deal now because of the quarantine. If it wasn't a quarantine, I wouldn't have the mask on anyway. I just had a hat and a towel. So that's all it is.
And Tony doesn't live in a gang area.
Yeah. It's like, now would I have a red hat on if I lived in South Central? Probably not. But, you equally looked at as a threat depending on what neighborhood. Like in Burbank, predominantly white neighborhood I live in. And so people always like, be careful out there in Burbank, because Burbank has a reputation for racism.
Yeah, especially the cops.
Yeah. And me personally, with my personal interaction with the Burbank police, they don't mess with me. I've only been pulled over twice since I've been here, and that's been since 2007. I've only had 2 pullovers. One, they just let me go. Well, both they just let me go.
What was it for?
The second one was the bullshit pullover because they were like, I didn't have my license plate lit up. And I could tell she was new on the job, so they were just giving her some training bullshit to do. And she was a black cop, so I was just like, you just doing this because they training you. This was a bored-ass pullover.
Yeah.
But that was it. Everything else is, I haven't had any issue with the Burbank police.
I hate that excuse, too. I got pulled over for that once. If you drive in an old car, they didn't have lights over the license plate. Like, don't pull me over for that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have no lights. You see what I'm driving.
It was a bullshit pullover. We were like, really? This is? All right. And I just knew because of how her partner was talking to her. I was just like, oh, she's new. And we were just like, anyway. But yeah, that's...
Did you get a ticket?
But I will say, if I lived in a Crip neighborhood, I would not be wearing that red hat. That would just be dumb.
Yeah.
And I look at gang culture a little differently than I do racist culture. I get more respect for gang culture than I do racist culture. So I definitely switched the hat up. But the reason I even wear that red hat is because it's a bright color, and it's a hat that I can get raggedy and sweaty. Like my actual Bulls hats, I'm not gonna wear those on an exercise walk. So, and those are black. So yeah, what else we got?
Our Life, it might be ARE Life, because that's all caps, asks, what do you guys think about popular comedians stealing other popular comedians' material? What if it happens to your circle? What if it happened in your circle of friends? For example, one of your comedian friends steals material from a famous comedian that's not in your circle of comedian friends.
Oh, did they leave names?
They have not. They didn't name any names. Do you know somebody?
The joke thieves?
You mean like on the internet or like on?
I think they mean in stand-up. On the internet, it's very common to steal other people's material.
It's hard to pinpoint a joke thief. It's so hard to pinpoint the actual joke thief, and it not being just them talking about similar topics. Yeah. So it's hard.
A lot of people be like, I got a joke like that, but the jokes ain't the same. You might have just had a similar train of thought as somebody else, which is why I be trying to encourage people to talk about their personal experiences. Because once you dive into the observational humor, we all got eyes. We all seeing stuff. So it's like, who are you to say that somebody, took that from somebody else or whatever? unless you got video pull up or like a lot of people be having like that documentation. Like, no, he saw me do it at this place, and they'll drop the video when they did it and be like, oh, you be like, oh.
Once you see the receipts, then it's real. It's like, okay. So I don't know.
When like, Joe Rogan and Carlos Mencia, when they got out, you took Joe Rogan's side, or were you guys?
Well, Carlos outed himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carlos was like, I'll be stealing. Yeah. What made everybody mad at Carlos is not only did he own up, he was like, I don't care. He was like, you damn right I be stealing. And then he tried to backtrack, but by that time everybody's like, man, you trash.
Mm-hmm. Oh, make no mistake, I got zero respect for a joke thief, especially a joke thief that's a bigger name than a smaller comedian. Yeah. So you can get your joke out there to the masses before they could. And so, because you're really taking money out of somebody else's pocket when you do that. So I got zero respect for that act. You know what I mean? It's like, man, come on, man. Really?
And I think people... Oh, no, go ahead. Sorry.
So it's just like, it's dishonorable, man. It's just, bro, you can't just think of your own joke or just come up with your own material. It's just like, come on, man.
Because I'll see a lot of people of the masses be like, you know, well, it's just like music. Other people write songs. No, it's not like music.
No.
Whatever jokes we have, we wrote ourselves. We've been working on them. And for somebody to just come take it, it's not the same thing. Especially like Tony said, from a smaller act. You're some big name going to some comedy club, watching all these up-and-comers, and then taking that out on the road and making it your own. That's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
At least pay them or hire them to write for you then.
Right.
Or pay them for the jokes you took. And a lot of comics will do that too. They'll take a joke and then pay them after. Be like, we already took it, so at least here's some money. Which is still BS, but at least you had a conscience enough to pay them for it.
Right.
But it's still like, what if that was a best joke and that was a moneymaker and you just took it?
And paying them just that ain't good enough, man.
No.
Because whatever you paid them, they could have made way more. Let's say that joke catapulted their career. You're not paying that amount unless you're giving them some serious bread.
Yeah.
But I don't think they'd be doing that. They'd probably be giving them pennies on the dollar, but it's trash.
And even on the hiring for writing, like people be hitting people up like, you want to come write for me? And it's like, even the offer be trash. You're going to make so much off of this. Mm-hmm. Like, offer me more money.
Right.
Because I could just save this for myself and use it. Or, like a lot of comics, a lot of the vets will have no, you know what I mean? They got a special they about to put out. But they don't have the material, so they want to hire a bunch of people to write them a special, right? But I'm like, okay, if you're not ready right now, why don't you do... so-and-so presents. Mm-hmm. If you're not ready, but you still got to deal with Netflix or whatever, well, then put 5 other comedians out. Instead of you taking their stuff, you got the platform, just put them on your thing. So it's still your thing, yep. And you didn't put 5. I love when Tiffany put and Monique. They put people on. Mm-hmm. They had a special. Maybe, I don't know what their situation was. I don't know if they weren't ready at the time, whatever. I don't know. But what I do know is what I saw was they used their name to put 5 other comics on. That's way better to me than being like, come write for me because I got to do this special. You got enough specials. Right. Put somebody else on. If you ain't ready, then you're not ready.
They don't want to lose that that offer.
Yeah.
They don't want to lose it. But, I got to do it right now. You don't have to.
No, you don't.
What else we got?
We have a question from TM. They ask, what movie would you like to see from another character's point of view?
From another character's point of view?
Yeah, maybe not the main character that it's told from, but a secondary, third, character, minor character.
I want to see Chavez Peterson from Happy Gilmore's life story. Chavez Peterson.
Chavez is so funny, man.
I want to see him actually lose that hand and all that.
Ding, ding, ding. I got that sucker's eyes, though. Ding, ding, ding. Mm-hmm. That clip.
He was like...
When he was gluing it back together after it got ran over.
Oh, man. That hand situation killed me.
It got progressively worse throughout the movie. It was just so funny.
Oh, man.
Man, another character. So many movies.
I bet Romeo and Juliet's cousins thought they were mad annoying. I bet they were not into this love story. They just thought they were messing everything up.
You know what I would like to see? I would like to see Jack Nicholson in A Few Good Men. I would like to see him give all the orders, do all the dirt. I wanted to see Jessup, like all... Because a lot of times in movies, they get to it, but I want to know, like, behind the scenes, what was going on when the dirt was being done. Like, my favorite part of movies is when at the end, when they recap everything, you'd be like, oh, that's how they did the... Like, I like that. So I would love to see... That's just a movie I could think of. I would love to see him actually, do all that stuff to Santiago and whatnot.
I would definitely like to see more John Travolta and Sam Jackson in Pulp Fiction. I would definitely like to see more of their jobs before the events of Pulp Fiction. Just how some of the stuff they had to do for Julius. I would like to see more of that because they were the better part of Pulp Fiction, in my opinion.
Yeah, they low-key were the stars.
Yeah, so it's like, I would like to see more of that. I would definitely like to see Alicia Keys and Taraji P. Henson when they were assassins in Smoking Aces. I would like to see more of their jobs, too.
That was a dope movie.
Yeah, I would love to see, because those two together, they were a good dynamic. Like, Taraji was all fiery and hot-headed, and Alicia was more like, all right, let's just do the job. And Taraji was hitting on her, and Alicia was like, man, get out of here with all that. I would love to see, like, full stories of them and, like, some jobs they had to pull off.
I would love to see, just because it's my favorite movie. And it's in the book, and it's in, they give you this when you buy the whole series and stuff. But I would like to see more stories in The Godfather of the individual characters. Because like in the book, they go into heavy detail, and when you buy the trilogy or whatever, they'll say why this stuff mattered that they didn't show in the movie. But I would just like to see certain people's like, how did you get to be the top dog? How did you get to work for this guy? How did you? Because when it comes on, you just got the bosses already. Well, how did you become the boss?
Right.
I like to know that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
In Jaws, the shark may have been the hero shark because the guy that ultimately takes him down, his whole boat is covered with shark heads. So for all we know, Jaws is like their Achilles warrior going after this guy, being like, we know how many sharks you've killed. I'm going to come get you.
You talk about the guy, the older guy that Jaws got?
Yeah.
His death was horrible too, man. His death scene was rough. I was like, woo. Jaws got his ass.
Then he got Jaws.
I was like, wow. And that was a dope scene. I was like, man, Jaws did that. And Jaws was on their ass. He was like, I'm coming to get y'all. I'm coming to get y'all, man. I'm not playing.
I'd have to go back and watch a bunch of movies now. I'm really trying to think.
There's so many movies. It's like...
Because now I can't stop thinking about TV shows. Because the TV shows do so many spinoffs, and I'd be into it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Breaking Bad spinoffs, the Better Call Saul, I love it. Getting into all the different characters. Like The Wire.
And that's what I like about TV. They have the room to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, The Wire got so many characters I would love to see more of.
I would love to see Avon's come up. I would love to see
Omar's come up,
yep.
Avon's come up, String of Bells. I want to see everybody's come up. They could do a prequel to The Wire and a continuation. Yeah. I want to see what happened to the kids, how they turned out.
Yeah, that would be so dope if they did it right.
Yeah. Yes, indeed, man. The list could go on and on. I could do a whole verbal cardio on that. That's a good question, though. I'll do one more question. Then.
You kind of touched on this earlier, but if you could go into it a little bit more. TM asks, Tony, I saw on your Instagram story where someone was spray painting when most people were just being peaceful. Are you going to post more like that so people start being on the lookout for possible infiltrators / agitators trying to take advantage?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'm glad they noticed that in the live. It's like, I wasn't even looking for it. I was just really there. And then it was just like, this dude. And it was weird how the dude moved, too. It was just like, his energy didn't really match the rest of the crew. You know what I mean? He was just like, yeah, I'm going to go in here. He had the can, and he just started doing that. I was like, but it was just funny to see that, everybody else was on. And let me tell you something, man. When you, on the front lines of any unrest, protest, is usually the youth and women. Those are primarily the front line, people on the front lines, whether it be on the ground or whether it be people affected by what's going on. It's always the youth are always most vulnerable, and they out there. And and women just be showing up deep. I would say at that protest, women outnumbered the men. And they just be out there every time, man. It's just like, and then that dude, he come with the spray can. Like, what's the point of the spray paint?
Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? It's more youth and women.
Well, first of all, women, I say this all the time, like women lead with emotion a lot of the times. Like women are, and y'all can argue with me if you want, but women are emotional beings. More so than men. Men are emotional, but men still be trying to overthink sometimes and be like, well, let me figure stuff out. And a woman will react on pure like, nah, man, fuck this. This ain't right. I'm going out there. I'm going out there. And then they just hit the streets. And then, whether they be wrong or right, their emotions oftentimes lead. And that could be good or it can be bad. And so in these situations, their emotions are running hot, even though it's valid in my opinion, and they just hit the streets. They not, and a lot of times dudes, we be trying to be like, some dudes be trying to be different. Oh, I'm thinking different. I'm doing my own thing over here. And meanwhile, they're not getting nothing done.
Yeah.
They sitting there thinking they on the fence. That's great to be a critical thinker, but what are you doing? Like this dude is in my comment section an hour ago. He's like, man, the stuff you post, man, ain't doing no good. Ain't nothing gonna change. And I asked him, I was like, well, what are you doing? Well, he was like, well, and then he went into this long spiel. But I was like, that's great, but what are you doing? That's opposite of what we're trying to do. We're trying to do something. We're trying to figure stuff out. What are you doing exactly? He's like, I ain't doing nothing. I was like, well, that's great. Up. That's great, thanks. And I told him, I was like, let me give you some advice. When people are trying to figure stuff out, they're trying to do something, don't come over here when you ain't got no plan and no alternative. You're not helping shit. You're not doing shit.
No.
So it's just like, and then as far as the youth, I say the youth on the front lines because they see it all. They see everything that's going on. They're affected by it because they're little black youth. They're affected by this. And the youth, like, let's say you live in a rough neighborhood. They have to go to school every day in that neighborhood. They have to walk through, bad climates and bad neighborhoods, whether it be a gang neighborhood, whether it be like a racist territory. They have to go to school and functions on the day-to-day in these type of situations. Whereas adults, we could be like, I moved, I left, I went to college, I did this, I did that. But the kids are at the mercy of where their parents put them and just where they live. And they have to go out every day in a hostile environment. So it's like the youth are always on the front lines too.
Yeah, I feel like the youth when you young, you feel invincible off top. So you're gonna be like, I'm with the shits because that's just where you are. Mm-hmm. And I think as far as men versus women, I think a lot of dudes are hesitant, especially the black males, because you're like, I'm a target as soon as I step out there. Mm-hmm. Like, even though these cops I've been seeing them spray kids and shoot at women and stuff, but like, I know if they looking like you 6'2", so they see you and they see some women and kids, they like, we need to take that ox down. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
So a lot of dudes be like hesitant more on the tip. It's like, man, they coming for me, even if I'm just a bystander. Mm-hmm. They coming for me because it's just the way I look, or the way I told Kati, I was like, I think I want to go down there. She was like, you got 2 kids. And she was like, you target McGee. Because it's just how you look.
And that's the tough part. Because y'all are absolutely right. We are targets. But then it's like you want to do something other than post. You want to be there. Because no matter what, man, the energy when you're there on the scene is different than any other energy. When you watch the news or you see posts, that doesn't match up to the energy of being there. And it's just like being there, it's just a whole different. But at the same time, you're right. You like, man, I'm a target. When I go out there, I'm a target. Tall, big. Like, I remember the time me and Chaz got hemmed up by the police when we were leaving the open mic. And they were talking about we look like some suspects in the neighborhood or whatever. And so I know the cops are waiting for me to flip.
Yeah.
And Chaz just kept running his mouth. But Chaz is short.
Yeah.
He's little. They was just like, this mouthy little guy right here. And I was just like, Chaz, man, just, don't be no punk, but at the same time, don't give him ammunition to take it to the next level. Chaz just kept going. And then it turned out he had a warrant for his arrest for some ticket shit. And they were like, oh, take his ass in. They were happy to take his ass in. So I'm like, Chaz, what did your stance do? He's like, I showed them. No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
They took your ass in, and you had to spend the weekend in jail while they just lived their life all weekend. And I was just like, and I knew, had I been on Chaz's level, they either would have tased me, pulled out the stick, or worse. So I was just like.
Because that's the stuff I think about all the time. It's like, even when I'm in a situation where the cops is tripping, I'm like, I'm not big, but I'm not small. Mm-hmm. But I'm enough for them to be like, this guy's kind of muscular. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He ain't taking no shit. This might cause a problem. So I'm always like walking this line whenever I have conversations with cops. Like, how angry do I want to get? Right. To where I'm also not putting my life on the line because I am a threat to them.
Right. Yeah, man.
And then when you have the kids, you overthink everything. When you're a parent. Yeah, it's just like...
Especially with your young kids.
Yeah. And I think about stuff like that. Like, as much as I'm for my people, these kids need their daddy. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, where's the balance? Another thing that white parents don't have to think about. Another thing y'all don't have to think about. Be an example for your kids, but also being alive for your kids. And it's just a lot.
Mm-hmm. Because I'm at a place where my kids are old enough now where I can be on the front lines and be like, hey, I ain't got no regrets. my dad died for the cause, because I've already, put the work in. But for you got babies, man, so it's definitely a different dynamic. But the fact that we even have to have these dilemmas is just trash. These internal conflicts. We be like, I want to go out there. With the kids. Be like, the kids.
Kati be on me all the time about that. Every time something happens, I don't need you flipping out. She's the one that honestly be like, chill on a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. I don't care if it's going up somewhere and raising hell over something, the Kirby vacuum guy missed a piece. Because I'll let her, I see her getting frustrated when she's on calls over there, and I just be ready to be like, you know what, I'll handle this shit.
Yeah.
And she be like, hey, just relax.
Right.
Because I don't like people messing with, my family.
Right.
So I go from 0 to 100.
Mm-hmm.
She'd be like, calm down.
The flare up, man. Anyway, man, great questions, y'all. Nice little variety of questions. Always ask us questions, man. We welcome the questions. Ask us any questions in the YouTube section, in the comment section.
We welcome the corrections too. We
absolutely.
If
we
say
wrong, if we
shit
mistaken,
is wrong, fix it.
pull up.
Respectfully,
Pull up.
don't be talking crazy. I'm a grown ass man. It's online. Don't
tell us like you would tell us face to face. Don't come in here with the keyboard disrespect. Because then I'll look right past your correction and start roasting. But we appreciate y'all, man. Y'all be safe. If you are out there protesting, be safe. Be careful. It's a lot. Don't forget, too, to find some joy in certain aspects of your life. Unwind, whatever it is, whether it be movies, music, TV, video games, fishing, whatever brings you joy. Don't forget to do that, too, if you can.
Yeah, because you definitely are what you consume. And you can't consume this negativity all the time.
All the time?
You can't do it. It messes with your sanity.
Mm-hmm. I had to go to bed early last night. I just went to sleep, man. It was like 9. I laid it down. I posted a black picture on my Instagram and laid down. I was just like, I'm done. 'Cause I'm low-key getting overwhelmed with all of this, showing up and still doing content and still living a regular life. It's just like, it's a lot, man.
Yeah, the thought process is mentally draining.
Mm.
Another thing.
People be like, yo, Tony, can you do this? Can you pull up for this? I'm like, yeah. And I was just like, you know what? Nah. I need to just do nothing.
Yeah. And stop. I've been seeing a lot of us, and when I say us, I mean comedians, actors, whatever. Don't be telling people what they should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of people I've had it happen to me, even though it was a cool conversation and respectful, but I've had multiple people. I saw another comment complain about it. Don't be sliding in people's DMs and be like, you should do this.
Right.
You can't tell people how to process, how to deal with something, and stop looking for other people to speak for you or whatever. That's just, I know it comes with the territory, but that's just a ridiculous thing to ask another human to tell them how to handle things.
Absolutely.
Yep. That's real. All right, y'all. It's been another episode of Daddy Issues. Appreciate you guys for listening, tuning in. We'll be back. I don't have any shows coming up. I won't be posting any new funny content today at all. So,
when this airs, you still?
Oh yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I might not even post nothing tomorrow. I don't even know.
I'm gonna post something tomorrow, but it's about what happened today.
Yeah.
I liked some things, and there were some things I didn't like. So I just want to address that.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just running out of funny steam, man.
Yeah.
I'm running out of steam. But anyway. All right, y'all. As usual, we out here.
Peace out.